I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
All right.
No, I did see this movie recently, but I may completely fuck up like the tune. But it'll be fine.
Ew.
Oh god.
Faggot.
Oh my god, I have blisters on my fingers. It's gonna be shitty.
Wait, what were you doing? What were you doing? Yeah, what were you doing?
I am not at liberty to
blisters?
say what Pencil and I have been doing.
So,
It was
Answer me
things you
this.
would not even
She just
conceive.
yelled at me about something.
so Priest, answer me this.
What?
Oh god.
Did you dip in the fried chicken?
No, I did
What?
not do a fried chicken dip.
Do I want to even know? I have a bunch of fucking visuals now, and I'm trying to determine which one is correct.
Oh my god.
I think so.
I don't know.
With the whole chicken?
My name's Wilsiak.
Yeah, I did. I drew a picture of Priest and Pencil's avatars, and Pencil was beating Priest with a drumstick,
Oh.
screaming, "This does not go up my vag."
Did she give you the old spicy keychain?
The old spicy keychain. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Key change.
Dominic, you rat! You weren't using the oven to bake cookies. You were using it to heat my keys up and give me the old spicy keychain.
How dare you?
How could you give your old brother your old spicy keychain, Dominic?
It's wrong. Beware.
I'm good. Okay,
We're ready.
Pencil's back now.
What do we do?
We're talking about a
We
spicy.
live as you were talking about this.
Yes.
We were talking if you gave him the old spicy keychain.
Okay, I have questions.
She doesn't know the old spicy keychain. This is great. We can show her.
5,
I don't know.
4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to the Barcast, where the bar gets lower every single week. Your bartenders for this evening will be a non-pencil,
I don't know what a spicy keychain is.
enigmatic otaku,
I'm coming to you live from McDonald's.
what the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you gonna talk about horse dicks in the fucking McDonald's?
You're
Are you serious
gonna be
right now?
you're gonna be siphoning all the internet just to talk. You realize that you're gonna get stabbed. You're gonna get the old spicy
It's
keychain.
LA, no one cares.
Do you at least have tendies?
Yeah. If someone comes over to stop me, I'll unmute myself so you guys can hear.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Flamin' word for
Spicy keychains.
hot milk.
Keychains. Yes, I was going for something.
Ravage. And my name's
What?
Flutter Priest. And we also have Ravage. I'm sorry. God damn it. I love you. Don't hate me.
Right.
I know. It's okay. But we have a very special guest this week. We've been looking forward to having him. We've been looking forward. You guys asked for more film fiction authors, and we thought we'd go to one of the best. And gosh, it delights to see you, Shakespeare, on the Barcast here after so long. We're all excited to have you on here, so tell us about you through song.
I am Shakespearicles, and I never charge fees. I don't do commissions. I write what I please. No equestrians nearly as manly. I'm perfect, a pure paragon. You can ask any woman or filly, and they'll tell you whose dick they prefer to be on. No one fights like I do. No one writes like I do. collabing fics with my clop fiction crew. They're especially good for masturbating because that's just how I do. When I was a lad, I humped my pillow every morning to get off at least. But now I've been thinking of humping pencil. Tell me, what is that like, Flutter Priest?
Fuck off, Shakes.
No one jokes like I do or provokes like I do. Tonight on the Barcast here with all of you. It's my birthday, so let's all get celebrating. Follow me, please. I'm Shakespearicles.
And just like that, I was fast to leave.
Oh, actual clapping. Actual clapping. That was good.
It's nice to get the clap.
You should have seen my face though, Shakes. Like I knew Priest's line. I look at him. I'm like, should I say it?
Yeah, no, I ruined everything.
Could've.
All right. Well, we got a few basic questions that we always do for everyone out of formality. We kind of covered the who are you, so let's move on. How did you get into the fandom, Shakes?
Well, I was actually in the military when I first discovered My Little Pony, which was especially awkward. You know, I mean, when you're in college, that sort of thing's a lot easier to get through. But when you're in the military, that's an extra level of difficulty. So I mostly watched it in secret until I started going to the meetups. And then I was watching the show, and I'm like, wow, it would be really great if this pony had sex with that pony. And so then after the wedding episode, I said, all right, I've got to write this. So that's how I got into writing.
Awesome. Then what would you say is your favorite part of the fandom per se? You've gone to some cons before. We've actually met up before, which is fucking awesome. What would you consider your favorite part? The online community, fanfics, cons, music? What draws you in and keeps you here?
You know, when I first got into the fandom, I really liked the music that was being made. But then when I found fanfiction, which was just this terrific outlet for anyone who was writing fanfics, I said, you know what? This is going to be the thing that gets me to start writing. And I swear to God, I have never written anything before that wasn't required by school. And so this is the first time I started to write fiction out of choice. And so, I mean, and it's great because you can see my entire progression of talent going from beginning to end just looking through my library.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of see themselves grow over time through just creating more stuff. The next question is, if there's one thing you could say to your followers or fans, or even your haters, what would it be?
May your life be as pleasant as you are.
Aww.
What if you're an asshole though?
Then it works both ways, don't
Yep,
it?
he did not
Hey!
stutter.
You know, speaking of seeing grow, you know, when I read your story, Shakespearicles, I see.
And he was never heard from again.
Last but not least, let's get political. Let's get derisive. That's not the correct usage of that word.
No.
Who is best pony?
Trixie.
You know, I like your taste.
You son of a bitch.
All right.
No, Trixie was my first favorite a long time ago, and we'll get into that a little bit later, I'm sure.
She got excellent stories, though, that'll say.
Mhm.
I find it interesting that a lot of your stories have to do with incest, and yet you've picked a pony with no siblings.
But she does have a dad, does she not?
Oh fuck! I didn't even think
Yes,
about
she
that.
does.
You can say
Not?
she
And
hit
they're all
the
right.
jackpot.
There are a few stories on that, if I remember correctly.
Trixie, it's on the jackpot.
Pencil slap priest.
No, I like him. Stop that! Don't hurt
Besides,
yourself.
Besides, she slaps him other ways.
That's true.
With-
Moving on.
Slap him with the fried chicken.
No, I eat that. Let's
Give him
move
the
on.
old spicy keychain.
Oh my god! Let's move on.
Alex
Cincinnati
underscore
hot plate.
now has questions to you, Shakes.
We all
Question
have
number 1. Why do you want to put the button on the menu?
What?
Now,
No!
I'm sure there's a reference here that I'm not getting, but I would rather
yes.
put button on cream heart.
So I'm going to explain something really quickly. I'm really angry because Alex didn't know the context of this, and I guess he just asked it to see what you'd do. Priest and I were up way too late in the evening, and we decided to take song lyrics and translate them a bunch of times through Google Translate, just like a whole bunch. and we decided to do it with chop suey. And it's just things like get up, it goes on like, and then it just gets into, what was the lyric it was supposed to be?
Oh, I know how
Why
the
you
song
put the
goes.
keys
I
up
know
on the
that's my
table?
alarm
Yeah.
song.
It was, why do you leave the keys up on the table? And instead it translates to, why do you want to put the button on the menu? And I don't know why we couldn't handle it, and he posted on Twitter, and apparently now you need to know about this, Shakes. So thank you, Alex, for that, I guess.
Well, yeah, so I would rather put Button on Creamheart, which apparently is the fanon name for Button Mash's mom.
Cream of button, then?
Creamheart, yeah, Cream of Button.
Excellent.
What wasn't her fandom name Mulatto or something like that?
Mulatto? What the fuck,
It was,
Enigma?
it was Ilana.
What?
Ilana, like the cookie.
Mulatto, okay.
Okay, he can say that. He's Mexican. It's not racist because he's brown.
We can't come back from this.
Yeah,
We
we
can't
can't.
come back from this. Number
By the way, you
two.
totally forgot to tell the chat that I'd be watching. You forgot to tell the chat that what the drinking word is. You forgot to tell the chat the rules.
Oh,
It's
A
okay,
chat-
Priest. I understand. You were too excited. I'm excited too.
I am full mast right now.
And
Oh, you
it's
think
not
you're
my fault.
excited? Look at these nipples.
Priest,
damn
Priest, did you just say that you're full mass? I didn't know you were religious.
Gross.
My name is Priest.
This is
chat,
true.
chat, don't be political. Don't ask where Shakes really lives. Don't be a dick. Well, you can ask about his dick, I guess, if you want to. Also, the
I'm
drinking
gonna
word is
tell you
incest.
anyway.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my.
oh my.
Well, okay. If we say incest, drink. If he says incest, drink. Lots, I guess. Go for it.
Incest?
Mm-hmm.
I
There you go.
incest you drink. Question number 2. Wasps. Yes or no?
Fuck wasps, dude. Like, here's the thing. Like, I have a friend of mine at work who actually keeps bees, and bees are great.
Yeah.
Wasps have no place in this ecosystem. We could eradicate them from the earth, and the earth would not do any worse for being without them. Fuck wasps.
I think we need them to release them at people we hate. And
Act-
just that.
Actually, Shakespeare clearly has a point. Wasps are like the bee equivalent of Fallout Raiders.
What if we weaponize wasps?
Haven't we? Aren't they already weaponized?
Really? Are nuclear weapons not bad enough?
No.
No. I got one better for you. Not just any wasp. Get fucking mud daubers. That way
Oh,
you can
fuck
put
those
them
little
under
fuck
something
shapes.
hard.
Shakespearicles, if we get nuclear weapons involved, we're gonna get cazadors. Do you want cazadors?
Because that's how you get cazadors.
Fucking, you know what? Like, imagine an alternate timeline where the Cold War wasn't with nukes, it was just wasp bombs.
I want you to write this, Flam. Write this immediately.
Don't tempt me. I have too much
I
shit on
want you to. Anyway, let's move on so that our guest can answer actual questions.
Yes. Number 3. How did your last appearance on the Barcast change your life for the better?
Well, I got Invisible Davis pretty involved, didn't I?
In bed?
Well, no, he made that whole video for me with the brony call there, and then he did the theme song, which you guys now enjoy. You're welcome.
He's our friend.
Yeah, he's been doing this since before you, my friend.
And
Yeah, you dangus.
now
Number
my life
4.
is better.
I'm glad your life is better. Happy birthday. Oh, by
Thank
the way, Milk, add birthday to the drinking words, please. Thank you, Honey Milk.
All right, well then we need to do one from when I sang birthday earlier. Oh, that's another one
Exactly.
there too. So
I'm
2 more.
drinking. Yep, I'm drinking right now.
I am at half mast.
You've gone down?
Yeah, my glass.
Oh, we're out of orange juice.
Yes. Fuck.
Yeah. Anyway.
Number 4.
He goes half-mast when someone important dies.
Oh.
The village. Don't get political. Number 4. The village of Siesta in southern Slovenia was burned during World War II. Could you therefore say burning was incest crime?
Oh, drink.
That is
No,
the bad
okay,
time.
okay, you know what?
Drink.
Yep.
You
No.
dick.
Number 5. Have you ever let anyone put their pee-pee in your Coriolanus?
Coriolanus.
It's Coriolanus.
Thank you.
Coriolanus. It's a Shakespearean play, and he was Roman, so I would assume that there's been a penis in Coriolanus.
Probably.
And probably. I'll tell you what, though, the 2011 remake with Gerard Butler and Ralph Fiennes, I believe is the pronunciation, is fantastic. Very underrated movie. Definitely watch that.
Underrated? You think it's underrated?
No, well, I don't know. It kind of seems like it was underrated, but it's a great movie. My point is, it's a great movie. You should definitely go watch it.
It won so many awards. Anyway, continue.
Well, I mean, like, yes. I mean, look, it got awards from critical acclaim and whatnot, but
The public stum.
Well,
yeah, exactly. It wasn't as publicly popular as it really ought to have been. And here's the thing, though: the Shakespearean play of Coriolanus is the basis for like Dances with Wolves, The Last Samurai, even Avatar. And I'm not talking about The Last Airbender. I'm talking about the Blue Avatar.
Oh, bad one.
That's the same remake of the same story.
I was gonna say because the Great Journey was, if I'm remembering my stories right, that was the inspiration for Avatar.
Yes.
The Great Journey West, is that what it was? That's what it's called.
Journey to the West.
Okay.
It's one of the most retold stories, along with Pygmalion, like in the history of modern movies. To be honest.
Yeah, you have a protagonist who is a great hero among his people. He is shunned by his people, and then he ends up joining the enemy to fight against his own people.
It's Dragon Ball Z, but without the power levels.
I'm really angry because you're not wrong. We should move on.
All right, our next questions come to Lieutenant Major Dude. Question number 1 is, thanks for the Spike back rub story. Have you ever thought of a third one?
Okay. I can see what's happening here. You're face to face with greatness and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. Well, it's nice to see that bronies never change. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, it's really me, Shakespeare, breathe it in. I know it's a lot, the hair, the bud, when you're talking to a writing god. Well, what can I say except you're welcome for writing you some apples, Spike. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome for not making her a raredyke. Actually, I think one Disney song is enough for tonight.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you!
You gotta let it go.
Shut the fuck up, Enigma!
Let it go!
Stop!
Let it go.
And no, I'm not planning on writing any more to that story arc. Sorry.
Number 2. Have you ever kissed a girl?
I kissed a girl and I liked it. Have you?
Was it the taste of her cherry chapstick?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Was she sweet as cherry pie?
Tin Man has a few posts here. Number 1, what is your favorite headcanon?
My favorite headcanon is that Apple Bloom is actually Applejack's daughter.
Ooh.
Who's
the baby daddy?
Yep.
Who the fuck are you asking? Who do you think it is?
Okay,
Well,
you really
it could
you
have been
really
her
just
dad.
can't keep from
Hey,
incest, can
hey.
you?
It could have been her dad. Come on.
You know what? I gotta write that down.
You're welcome.
That's some Oedipus shit.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Exactly.
Thank you.
For another
When
incest bomb.
when your dad knocks you up and then dies, what can I say but you're welcome?
Oh my gosh. Well, why do you think Applejack is so overprotective of Apple Bloom, huh?
That feel when her dad isn't dead, he was just sent away in exile for like having sex with his daughter.
He got
Oh my
out
God,
his
yeah.
eyes.
Both of their
Scumbag
parents
dad
in prison.
knocks up daughter, dies.
There you go. Sorry. There you go. You're welcome.
Number 2, would you rather bug ponies or gay deer?
Bugs, obviously.
Thank you.
Good. Number 3, bird ponies or the bat ponies?
All right, this is a legitimately tough decision, but I got to go with bat ponies. That is something that the show is criminally short of, including Twilight's racist school for not including bat ponies.
So
Beautiful.
why
Or
bats?
zebras.
Why bats over birds?
I feel that we've got hippogriffs, which I'm sure that Silver Quill is like super stoked to have as being canon characters in the show. But like bat ponies are just criminally underrepresented, and there's like an entire culture there that we could be exploring, and that's what I think that the show needs more of. But just seriously though, bat ponies, I mean, do I even need to go on?
No, of course not.
But what if they have like rabies in the form of STDs between them?
What?
That's not how rabies are passed.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Nate.
You should learn the knowledge. Number 4, Do you even crotch boobs?
Learn the knowledge.
No crotch boobs. No, thank you.
Fair enough. Number 5. Why not dragon boobs?
All right, let me explain the definition of mammal.
Thank you.
The definition of mammal is mammaries. It's in the fucking word, okay?
I wrote a story about this. I got to use my best joke I've ever written for pony fanfiction in my life over this. I agree. Shakespeare is right.
You told that joke to your family.
I did, because they wanted to know. They were like, what is your favorite troll moment you've ever done in your fanfiction? I'm like, are you really asking me this? I'm in polite company. Do you really want this from me? And it was my favorite thing, because it was Emperor asking Anon, the plastic surgeon, why she can't have breasts. And him going, well, because you are a lizard, and lizards are not mammals, and they don't have mammaries. And that's why. And her response is, so you're saying it's a reptile dysfunction.
Ah,
I remember this. I fucking read it for you. That was great.
That's the greatest thing I've ever
I think I lost it at that part, actually.
Yeah, that's the best joke I've ever fucking written in my life, and I'm so proud of it. And fucking A.
Number 6. Favorite popular fandom OC?
all right. It's so easy for me to say Flufflepuff because that's everybody's favorite. And then going right from there, I do have a plushie of Brownie Bun. But for me, it's got to be Creamheart, which, Button Mash's mom.
That's actually your name?
Yeah,
That is her official fan name that they have been, the Jan Animations released. And just on the subject, that most recent video that they released was just the biggest middle finger to Hasbro after they gave them the cease and desist, and I applaud them for that. That video broke my heart.
Oh,
Oh God,
True.
what video
So-
did I miss?
Game over.
Oh,
Game Over by Jan Animations. Watch it.
Oh.
It'll, like, if you don't cry, you don't have a soul.
Does she get creamed?
I mean,
Like, if it was a video by Shakespearicles, then yeah, she would. But no, it's not by me, so she doesn't get creamed.
that's
She doesn't
disappointing.
get her heart creamed?
so in
I just
summary-
want to see more stories with incest.
Incest!
Can you
So-
quote, Alex, can you put that on the Twitter quote, please? I just want to see more stories with incest, Flutter Priest 2018.
Fucking, why would you do this?
No. fuck that.
So in summary,
Alex, I command you not.
Make sure it's baby incest.
Remember the time I sent you a thing?
All right, instead of it having being a drinking word, we could have it be a consensual. I was going to put that.
Consensual.
Consensual.
Conceptual.
Alex, go ahead and add that to the feed as well. Consensual with
I'm
some
pretty sure
ellipses on either side.
Shakespearicles was just saying that, he has a new sexuality. He's consexual, which means at every con he has sex. Am I wrong?
That is, you are not wrong.
Well, there you go. He's consexual.
Consexual. I like it.
I
All
actually,
right.
I actually made a
Batteries
specific,
again.
I made a
Batteries
special Tinder
against.
account for when I was at the BronyCon.
Did you get any play?
Not saying no.
Did you get any play from girls?
Hmm. Oh,
Savage.
yes, yes, I did. I did.
Yay! Next question. How does this make you feel?
All right. Well, I saw a think box, but when I first saw the image, it was in the thumbnail version, and I thought it said thick box. Okay, and immediately my first thought was to cut a hole in the box, and then step 2, put my junk in that box. Now, if Twilight just so happened to be cohabitating that box, then she's got nobody to blame but herself. And that's the way you do it.
I love this image. I don't know who did it, but this is beautiful, and I fucking love it. I love her little lower lip. I love that. I love it.
Mhm.
The way her tail looks like a sparrow's, not a sparrow, just a regular bird's tail feathers.
I know, and her wings look great. And just I love it. I love the picture. I love it so much. I like cute. I'm sorry. No, I don't. Don't ever tell
Those
me.
eyes either scream death or rape.
Shh, no
One
one
of
needs
the
to know.
two.
No one needs to know.
No, she's taking that benzo.
What?
Because she has purple.
She
and-
doesn't want yellow. All right, blue and yellow. No. Okay, next question. How does this make you feel from the other guy?
All right, so I'm looking at the stream here, and I was waiting for the other guy to post something, and I wasn't sure what he was going to post, but this is what he posted, and I'm not a fan of Meaty Bell. Not a fan.
Aw.
I would be inclined to agree. By the way, the chat wanted to know your dick size, and I forgot.
My dick size?
Yeah.
Depends Honestly, I mean, I get hard, and then there's times when I get like hard to the point of it being like it hurts.
I think
Well,
I think that's most guys.
We're talking at max power level.
7.5, and that's not bragging. That's just I realize I'm above average for a white guy. 7.5.
That's pretty fly for
For a white, I
guy.
thought it, and I'm so mad at you.
We
But I
all
have to
thought
say-
it.
All right.
You know, Meaty Bell
Next.
right here looks like a character Samurai Jack might encounter in his adventures.
You know,
You
you're
know what?
actually not wrong.
I was trying to think of where I saw something like that, and you nailed it. That's exactly where that would be from.
Okay,
I
so
lo-
what we're finding out is that Enigma is only witty with his references when he's in fucking McDonald's. What the shit is this?
I love that Meaty Belle has a fucking skull on her horn.
I thought that was like a keychain or something, but
That
yeah,
looks like a
you're right.
So,
You're right. That's what
I
it
just
is.
realized Meaty Bell's tail is not. Well, I want to say it, but I'm in public.
Her tail is actually a dick. Yeah.
It's
All
3
right.
dicks.
3 of
Yeah.
them.
She
We actually-
flagellates her enemies with them.
We actually have a question from the chat that we're going to call up ahead of time. James Baxter asks, does your dick have a dick?
My dick does have a dick, and my dick's dick is bigger than your dick.
Sips tea, but that's none of my business.
All right. Next question is from Anon Pony Dashi, who is new to asking questions.
Can we have them on, please?
Welcome to the show, Anon Pony Dashi. We'll be talking.
Yes,
Am I
we will.
missing something? Oh, okay.
Yes.
They're a big writer, and I want them in my life.
What is a fetish that you have most enjoyed portraying as a writer? What did you enjoy most about writing that fetish?
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just skip incest because that's in almost all my stories, and it's pretty obvious. And also drink up.
Yep.
All right, so after that, I've dabbled in a few other fetishes. You know, fuda, which seems to be pretty prevalent everywhere. Some of the more niche ones would be micro, unbirthing, with just a splash of water sports, pun intended. But I think my favorite one to write would be the partial body swap, which I wrote in A Horse Divided. And if you haven't read that story, read that story. The thing I like about it is that writing allows you to do impossible things that you wouldn't normally be able to do in like visual pornography, as far as like video with like people. So to have Twilight and her brother swap bottom halves and then to experience what it's like to have the lower half of the opposite gender, it leads to some very funny situations, and it required me to consult with my editor, like, hey, what is it like to have a vagina in this situation? Which led to some very awkward conversations that were, you know, awesome eventually.
Well, cool. And just for the sake of call out, was that Midnight Dancer or?
No. That's my editor is Shandy Shakes, or I think it's just Shandy 13
Okay.
on the site.
Well, cool. Props to her then. Then the next question for Non-Pony Dashi is, what is your favorite story on film fiction not written by you?
Okay, that's a good question. I can think of a few. Misshapes by Grimm, with 2 M's, Grimm. Misshapes is a great one. It's about Twilight and her dad, and it's a really great take on incest, but it's but the problem is it's not a problem. It deals with it very realistically, the way that sort of relationship would have an impact on the family, and it's written very well. I cannot promote it enough. And in that same vein, Winter's Child, which is a teen-rated story about Twilight pregnant with a foal from Shining Armor, which remains incomplete after, I think, 4 years, and it's still incomplete. And I have begged Softy 8088 on my hands and knees. I'm like, please finish the story or let me help you finish it. Another one I can think of is Like Fine Wine by Sleepless Brony.
I've read that one.
Yes, that is fantastic. Like I was never that big of a fan of Sparity with Spike and Rarity, but that story right there, I love it. I wish I wrote that. But for something E-rated, I would recommend Tough Little Pony by Isseus, I believe is the pronunciation. ISSEUS, and it's about Discord. saying that Rainbow Dash cannot be as brave as Scootaloo. And he says, I will, he says, to prove it, I'll take away your wings. And if you can prove that you're braver than her, then I'll give them back. And just a fantastic story. It's a story that could absolutely be an episode, and it would be amazing. So definitely read Tough Little Pony.
All right, cool. And the next question is, what is, in your opinion, the best story that you have written for fan fiction?
That is a much harder question. I would say Liquid Pride 2 once it's finished. That is going to be my opus magnum, and I'm looking forward to finishing. All right, well, yeah, no, I get it. Well, I know I get that with English grammar, you want to put the adjective before noun.
Opus weapon.
What?
That was pretty choppy.
Yeah.
All right, so it says I've written, which is in the past tense. So I would have to say it's kind of a mix between Under New Management or Against the Wind or Stormageddon, Changeling Spy. The thing is, like, I have a lot of stories that have really great scenes in them, and I really wish I could combine those great scenes into a single story and call that my greatest. But I mean, like, I love my stories a lot. There's a few that I could point at and say, no, don't read that. That wasn't me at my best. Like Dash's first apartment. Definitely don't read that. I was in an altered state when I wrote that, and but I am never one to unpublish stuff. Once it's out there, it's like, you know what? Forget it. You just gotta. If you're gonna make a turd, stand by it. But I really wish that Stormageddon was more popular than it is, because the teen-rated story, it doesn't have sex in it. And I realized that as a cloth author, most of my fans are here to read sex. And when you write something that isn't sex, it's not going to be as popular because your fans aren't watching it. And it sucks, because Stormageddon is one of those stories that if and when the pony fandom dies down, that would be the one that would actually turn into a real story, just not making it pony,
Right. All right. The next set of questions comes from Niaro, who says, "Oh my fucking god, it's Senpai!" Next question is, what is your second best incest pairing? Because we all know the first best.
All right. Well, I mean, obviously he's talking about Twilight and Shining Armor. I would put this into a different category, because obviously second best for me would be Shining and Twilight Velvet. And then it would be Twilight and then Nightlight. But if we're going to get away from the Sparkle family and go to a different category, I realize Applejack and Big Mac is like the next big thing. But for me, that feels really cliche. And I don't even mean like because it's been written about a lot. It's just like, oh, they're, the Southern stereotype. Yeah, of course they would be. And there's way more written about them than Twilight and Shining Armor. Trust me, I've looked. So for me, like, I've never really wanted to write incest fiction centered around them. Only because it's just been done to death, and I try to do things that are fairly innovative. Unless it's Shining doing Twilight, I will do that into infinity. So for me, it would be Button Mash and Cream Heart, which I have done with Mother Knows Best. So go read that one.
Great fucking story. Just saying.
Thank you.
All right. What is an incest pairing that you haven't done yet that you would like to do?
Oh, you know what? I've got a whole to-do list, and I've got this story called "I Accidentally My," and it's going to be a series of short stories with a bunch of pairings under the premise that a lot of the ponies in Equestria are adopted and they don't realize it, and so they end up mistakenly having sex with their siblings.
Wow.
Yeah, so let me just think. Off the top of my head, I would have Lightning Dust and Zephyr Breeze. Right. Think about it. All right. Shining Armor and Vinyl Scratch, which I kind of already done, but not in this context.
Okay, I can see it.
All right. Right. All right. So and then Sunset Shimmer and Sunburst.
I can see it.
Mm-hmm. And there's a few more. I've got them all written down somewhere. I don't have the notes in front of me, but you get the idea. So it's just a whole series of those, and it's going to be hot as fuck. So just wait for that in like 2019 sometime.
And I'm guessing your criteria is that you're judging them based off the color of their fur.
No, that's silly.
That sounded like a racist thing, but for horses.
No, I'm just kidding. All right. Why am I even thinking about incest right now? Is the next question. How are you?
Because you were breastfed until you were 6.
Oh,
Wow.
That was a
At least
clapback.
that's my excuse.
Wow.
RK Striker JK5 now has questions. I can't remember if I asked you this last time. So, what are your 2 favorite non-MLP franchises?
I would definitely say Star Wars. I was a Star Wars fan before anything else, which is why, like, when Carrie Fisher died, I was just devastated. I mean, I've like worked at my job like with a fever of like 102 and just pushed through it. But like when Carrie Fisher died, I like put down my tools and said, I gotta fucking leave. I was not okay when that happened. Like I really thought that we were gonna be able to get through 2016 without it taking one last life. But you know what? Hashtag fuck 2016. That year sucked.
Mm-hmm. I remember it was rough for you.
Was it 2016 or 2017 that had
It was
the most?
2016, dude.
That had the
It was
most.
like, it was like the day after Christmas, and I'm like, motherfucker, we had 4 days left, and you couldn't fucking let Carrie Fisher go. Fuck you, 20. I've never hated a concept of a number so badly.
Then her mother fucking dies of a broken heart later too. So
Yeah. I was trying to remember which year, like, where we lost the most, all like the actors.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
One of them. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was 2016 or 2017 that they just started dropping.
2016.
It was 2016.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was, oh my gosh.
and then they took Chester from us.
And
I
here's
was
the
angry.
thing, like Carrie Fisher was like my first crush that I ever had. And I remember like watching Star Wars when I was a kid, and I watched the first movie like forever, like on repeat, like 100 times. And finally my dad was like, hey, you know there's like 2 more movies, right? Star Wars movies. And I was just like, what? And so I discovered the original trilogy, got really into that for a long, long time. And just like with Return of the Jedi, she was wearing that slave Leia outfit. And I was just like, oh, this is what puberty is. And and here's the thing though, like when I finally got to the age where I was able to like, you know, be an independent, a grown-ass adult and go to conventions and things like that, I said, if I ever meet Carrie Fisher in person, I am gonna just kiss her on the mouth and go to jail for it. That's what I wanted to do. And then like she died and I never had a chance to meet her, and to my grave, that will be my biggest regret.
I mean, I've got a shovel.
So you never had a chance to make her uncomfortable.
Look at Priest, I appreciate the sentiment, but she was cremated.
Hey now.
We can go swimming.
What?
You scatter ashes in the ocean. Whatever.
No, cremate.
Yeah, you set them on fire. You put them in ashes.
They could have put them anywhere. They could have accidentally spilled on the floor and someone vacuumed them up.
You know what? Look
So
at
for the last time, someone finally sucked Carrie Fisher's dick.
Next question.
Enigma, you have said some things that have like bothered me before, but this is the first time I've actually been angry when you have besmirched Carrie Fisher's.
So you don't want to make out with that, you know, filled up vacuum bag.
I fucking would. That's not the point.
Shakes. Now you know how I feel every day.
Oh, God bless you. You are a saint, lady. You are a saint.
Thank you. I'm really not, but thank you.
All right. Next question is: have you done any fan-related work for non-MLP franchises?
No, I have not. Like I said, My Little Pony was the first community to get me into writing at all. And before that, I never did any writing. Although I have to say, the very first thing I ever did for My Little Pony in the fandom was in 4chan. I used to do some like image editing to create memes. With, like, meme texts. Yeah, and I don't have the link here, but I actually coined the phrase "brony" back in 2010. Someone sent me a picture of Spike in a screen cap, and so he said, "Hey, can you put a picture, a text of saying for Spike saying, 'Hey, I run this shit, right?'" And I put it there, and it says, "Thanks, Pony Bro," and I'm like, "You sure you don't mean brony?" And he's like, "Oh, dude, that's too good for me to not use." And apparently, everyone decided to start using it.
All right. Next question is: what is best in life?
To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women.
I like that.
References. Next question.
Or to crush on your sister, see them dripping before you, and hear the lactation of your mother.
How does lactation sound, honey? Give me an example.
You ever
I
gotten
didn't
a
ask
bag?
you, Priest. I didn't ask you, Priest.
You ever gotten a bag of milk and you just started, squishing the bag?
No, because I'm a real person. I don't buy bag milk. Fucking Canada. Stop making
Besides,
noises!
she already has somebody squishing her milk bags.
Oh my god.
That laugh is a testament of truth.
They've never produced milk in their lives, I suppose.
So if they did, would it be the McDonald's? What was that sauce you ate? Oh, ranch.
Why would I?
What the fuck are you actually talking about?
I'm
He's
not
in
someone
McDonald's
that's
and he's been breathing too much of the oxygen they pump in there.
Pencil doesn't make meme sauce.
I do not produce memes. No.
I did it for the Szechuan sauce, Morty.
There's so much.
Oh my god. All right. Tony Montana has questions. Why is incest wincest?
And we drink.
All right, hold on. I actually had a fan of mine write a poem about this. Let me just pull up my profile real quick where you can all read along with me. Here we go. The truth is that the best of us love all things incestuous. Sisters are best when they've been groped by brothers with whom they've eloped. Aunties, uncles, born united, and familial bonds excited. Mothers, sons, dads, and daughters, who let love flow like cool, clear waters. Cousins sometimes, though, as you move farther down the tree, you'll find proved it's not as fun as DNA that's cuddled closest in every way. By Lavender Raindrops.
Aww.
Oh, sweet.
Next
That's
question. Next question is: what other fetishes have you considered writing?
You know what? I don't have any planned. All the fetishes I listed before, I have written about, and I will probably write again. So any that I haven't already done, I don't have any plans to write. But feel free to PM me and send me a story suggestion, and I will consider it. I don't do commissions, but if you send me a suggestion and I like it enough, I might just write it in like a year and a half.
Gotta love a timeline.
Here's a
I don't know.
request.
I have an active to-do list on my story list, and your mama's at the top of it.
Here's a request. Gilda and Gabby.
Griffin on Griffin action. Groundbreaking.
Cloaca on cloaca.
Oh my god. Thank God their lower bits are not bird bits. Well, actually, hold on. Milk! Wake up!
Milk,
Make
we
sure
need you to check your
Make sure you,
bits.
make sure you push to talk. Are you pushing to talk? Push to talk, fucker. Do griffins have bird bits in their lion ends?
No.
Oh, so they have mammal bits in their lion ends?
I mean, it depends on your headcanon, but some of them will put like a
Or
knot
do
penis.
they have like a lion dick in the cloaca and it just like separates out when it comes out like some fucking xenomorph?
It really depends on the artist, because I've seen some will do that, then they'll do a cat dick, and then some will do a knotted dog dick, but with a cat dick shape to it. And then there's some barbs.
Do griffins have an estrus or heat or menstruate in general?
You're asking the wrong person on that one. That's too sciencey for my ass.
Okay.
They have a
Shakespeare
heat
plays.
cycle. They have a heat cycle like cats do.
Okay, I was curious.
So do they both screech like cats out of hell during their deed, like the ones outside of my window? And
Yeah, instead of yowling, they screech.
Barbed dicks. They have barbed dicks?
Barbed dicks.
Awesome.
And then during battle, they wield them as weapons, like a fucking morning star.
Somebody better write that.
You can call it breaking beats.
Like the Griffin clans, they have a civil war and there's the lines of the two armies. Then they all get up on their hind legs and start helicoptering each other.
Oh my god, and they could fly too. They could fly forward while doing that.
It's a fucking piston-driven Griffin. Jesus Christ.
They already have wings. Next question. What story? We kind of covered that one. Which story was the most difficult for you to write?
I would say Chestnut Mare, which is one of the very, very few stories I've ever had to cancel, because Chestnut Mare starts out kind of like My Little Dashie, except it's a horse rancher and Applejack. And I had two choices with how to go with it. Either I was going to have it be M-rated and it gets sexual, or I was going to have it be E-rated and end up ending like My Little Dashie. But again, I try to pride myself on doing things that are fairly innovative. And then since neither of those two things were, I couldn't really think of like a way to end it. So I ended up just having to cancel it because I waited too long to work on it and my heart kind of fell out of it. So literally, it's the story that I never finished. So that makes it the hardest one to write.
Okay. The next question is from the Forgotten Knight. Question number 1: are you truly happy with what you've done with your life? Lying is permitted. You know what? Actually, yes. And here's the thing, though. Like, I remember a couple of years ago. Actually, no, it was a while ago. Someone was talking about a panel with writers on it, and I said, "Man, I would really love to be on that panel." And they looked at my library of stories that I had written, and they're like, "Oh, it's all incest fics, right?" And so they shamed me. They tried to shame me for it. And I'll be honest. And they got under my skin. They got under my skin for a long time. There was a couple of months there where I couldn't write anything because I felt bad about it. And this was right around the time when Game of Thrones was starting. And I remember watching the first couple episodes, and you had Tyrion Lannister talking to Jon Snow. They're saying, you know, like, embrace the label. You know, I mean, in that case, it's bastard, but embrace the label of someone who writes about incest. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used against you. So I've embraced it, and I said, you know what? Yeah, I am that guy who writes incest, and I write it pretty fucking well, and I should be on that panel.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Next question is, do you regret anything?
Only things I've left undone. My philosophy in life is it's not who will let me, but who will stop me.
Very few people in the My Little Pony fandom will ever stop you from writing stuff.
Goddamn right.
Next question is, have you forgotten your joy?
Oh, no.
Of course not. Snug as a bug on a drug.
Yay.
What is your drug? Is it alcohol?
Yeah, it's not gin this time, so you don't have to go, gin. It's actually 90 proof rum.
You
and
got an extra today for being bored.
Oh, how could I forget?
The hatred of gin knows no bounds, so good job.
Rundown Jet now has questions. Number 1, what is your favorite meal, snack, or food stuff that is really unhealthy but just so good?
Teriyaki steak tips, barbecue potato chips, and cheesecake.
Awesome. Next question is, what is the biggest or weirdest fear that you have?
All right, this one's a little weird. It's injuring my penis. And this requires... Now, here's the thing. Like, I'm a guy, and I'm not necessarily speaking for all guys. I only have my own experience. But, like, when I wake up, my first thing I think about is my penis. And the last thing I think about when I go to sleep is my penis. You know, when I'm, like, at the kitchen counter cutting up lemons to make drinks, I'm thinking, like, boy, I sure hope this knife doesn't cut my penis. And if I'm writing something on a piece of paper, I'm like, I sure hope I don't get a paper cut on my penis. Mostly because I'm nude at home. So, you know, embrace that visual.
So, Shakes, you and I wake up in the middle of the night, the first thing you expect is yourself down there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's like, and here's the thing, like, look, I know it's very cliche for people to brag about it, but like, I have a very nice penis, and this isn't just me saying it, it's been peer reviewed, okay? It's nice, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to brag. It's like how like hand models have insurance on their hands. It's one of my finest qualities. Just saying.
So you have a certificate of appraisal.
Goddamn right.
Should you get dick insurance?
Why not, man?
Well, here's the thing. Like, my dick doesn't make me money anymore.
I see how it is. So you did some college art modeling, did you?
I did some things I was not proud of.
Hey, it's okay. I've been a background actor in porn. Don't worry about it, buddy.
I did a film in Serbia once.
Sorry.
Next question.
Oh my god.
It was killer. Anyway.
Stop, please.
Number 3. Why is bag milk the best milk?
I was breastfed.
You know, that's the only... Yeah, I think you and I have talked about this before, is that bagged milk vaguely resembles breasts, and that's the only reason bagged milk is even vaguely acceptable.
It reminds me of my mom.
So did the milk...
So upsetting.
So did the milk have like little nozzles then?
I fucking wish, though, right? Here's the thing, though. I have a friend of mine. He recently had a kid, and so he said that his wife was breastfeeding, and I'm like, dude, you gotta get me some of that because I like breast milk. Just saying, just throwing it out there. And so, anyways, we went to. I had my birthday party earlier. Birthday drink. So so he brought me a cup of it, and I went to drink it. And I'm like, this isn't breast milk. This is fucking regular milk. I can tell the difference. Don't fucking try and fool me. And he's like, yeah, you're right. It's not actually my wife's breast milk. I'm like, whatever. I don't know. That's not really a punchline, but that's the whole story.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a connoisseur of this thing, like wine chasers.
Okay.
Enigma, I'm pretty sure you've only ever seen IRL woman breasts from your mother and I guess me. So, whatever, man.
I'm glad that you're the one who brought it up and not me.
We've been in how many locations together when I've been drunk and don't give a shit. It's fine.
Yep.
It probably have.
It definitely did.
Okay.
And I think he went pale and passed out or
Oh,
throw up.
No.
That sounds right.
No, you were like, Enigma, you ever seen breasts before? And I was like, yeah, aside from mother, no, and you're like, well, here. And I was like, oh, well, okay.
There you go, boobs, we done now? And I remember yelling that at you, yeah.
Well, I mean, Pencil, no criticism. I mean, I realize that anything more than a handful is just a waste, but my moms are way bigger.
I understand. I'm not trying to, I would never try to replace your mother.
This is going into some interesting places.
The next question is, number 4. What is your one annoying habit, Shakes? Habit that you have that annoys people, or the other way around?
I eat fast, and that's a couple of factors. One, I was in the military where you have to eat fast, and 2, I was actually a competitive eater. I came in 4th place when I went to All State, and so I just always eat fast. It's like watching somebody vomit in reverse.
Good. I needed that visual.
Yeah.
All I can think is the scene from Major Payne when he's out on a date and he's just swallowing the fish on his plate and he's all done, wipes his mouth and says, "Ain't you gonna eat?"
That's exactly what it's like. I'm sorry.
God.
I would deny it, but that's pretty much me on a date.
All right. What's the theme song for your sex life?
Do You Take It in the Ass by the Wet Spots.
Okay.
That's your playlist. It's a good fucking song.
Number 6. How do you describe yourself using only 3 words?
In case I haven't already trademarked it, world's strongest writer.
Oh. Let's see. If your entire life thus far was a movie, what would be the title of it?
I am already working on my autobiography, the title of which is Screws, Nuts, and Bolts. Wait a minute.
Number 8.
Wait for it. Well, come on. That was a good fucking title. Appreciate that shit.
Okay, I get it. It's about having sex and then running away. I get it. It's like one night stands.
Nah, fuck you guys. That shit was funny.
I didn't know you were I didn't know you're writing an autobiography about my dad.
Oh,
my god.
That was pretty good. God damn it! Why are you only funny at McDonald's, Enigma?
Boy, I really have to pee too, but I can't leave.
It's the only place that'll hire him. How about that?
Why don't you? Okay, I'm half serious right now. What if you did the podcast from the bathroom?
Just saying. We've heard other people pee before.
I can't just leave my laptop here.
No, take it.
No, you take the laptop in the bathroom, in the stall.
So you want me to get up with my laptop,
Yes.
walk in there with it open, and
Yes.
then if I do...
Yes.
Then
But I
find the loudest porn you have and then blast it.
I'm not gonna sit it down on the bathroom in a McDonald's
You
bathroom.
put it on your lap and you sit to pee like a woman. Oh
We're
my
not.
God.
We're not being serious, Enigma.
I am.
We get to
Yeah,
listen to
we are.
laughing with a pair of tweezers.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Oh my god. Okay, number 8. Just how big is your porn stash?
You know what? It's growing in pretty nicely. It's not quite a push broom, but I mean, I can trim it, so it's not a soup strainer, you know?
That's precious. And now, how large is your collection of pornography?
Oh, that's like there. Let me look it up real quick. Let me just click.
All right, Milk, time to judge, because Milk will tell you if them's noob numbers or not.
24 gigabytes.
Milk?
This is acceptable.
Lovely.
All right. We have a few questions from Moose Whisker before we go to our midway point. First one is, what is your favorite number?
My favorite number is phi, the golden ratio, 1.618.
Why?
It's the golden ratio. Like if you,
I'm a bit like, why is that your favorite though?
okay, it's because it's the number you find everywhere in nature. If you take a rectangle that is 1 by 1.618, you cut that in half. The ratio is again 1.1816618. You cut that in half, and it keeps repeating forever and ever and ever. It's the pattern that makes spiral snail shells and flowers, and it's everywhere in nature. It's something hardwired into the DNA of life, and it's amazing. In addition to being a fantastic writer, by the way, I'm a fantastic writer. In addition to being all that and buff and hung like John, I'm a number file, and I've got like 3 degrees, and I love number like philia, and that's like my favorite number. You asked, I answered.
I like pi.
Fair enough.
Yeah, good for pie.
What's the favorite line, sentence, or joke that you've written so far?
Okay, there's a lot, and I had to go looking through my library to answer this one. It's actually in the story Regicide Squares. It's at the end, where it was meant to be a Rainbow Dash and Twilight Sparkle shipping contest. And at the very end, Twilight is talking about how Rainbow Dash beat the crap out of someone who's going to hurt Twilight. And Rainbow Dash says, "Nobody hurts my Twilight." And she says, "I'm not your Twilight." And Rainbow Dash licks her. And she says, "Why did you lick me?" She says, "I licked you, so now you're mine." I'm not a cookie.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh god, am I pencils because she licked me?
I think Pencil probably owns all of us about now.
I'm pretty sure I do. Like, I licked
You
your-
have actually.
No, I definitely. I licked your face.
I have not. I don't recall being licked either. What is this?
I don't know if I've licked Flam. I know I've licked Milk because his face. I remember the texture of his beard, and
Have
that's
you
why I
eaten her
remember it.
cooking? Yes.
I mean, I taste all my food because you're supposed to.
Priest.
She's had her tongue inside you.
Oh, are we playing that logic? Then she's tasted her food. I've eaten her food, and then I shouted out. So technically, she's been inside me. So okay,
Yeah.
sure, I guess.
Me, an intellectual.
Fucking, I've pissed it out too. So theoretically, she's touched all our dicks. All right, she owns it, I guess. I mean, fucking...
Hey, just because you haven't licked me doesn't mean your tongue hasn't touched my body.
I mean,
You have no idea what happens when you're sleeping.
I mean,
So anyways, while you
Anyway.
guys chill, I'm going to grab a refill.
Oh no, you stay here, honey.
Aww.
You like to sing so much, and I don't really want to sing today. So you know what, Shake Pete? For your birthday, I'm gonna let you do the promotion.
But I don't know the words.
There are no words. Literally, I just tell them to donate to our Patreon a bunch of times and mention the Barcast and mention the Horse Sanctuary, and that's it. That's all I do. And Alex puts a link because Alex is doing his job, right, Alex?
I think we fired him again. Alex, you're fired.
Alex, you're hired. Do the thing. Post the links. All you have
All
to
right,
do is
everybody, donate to our Patreon for our horse, Big Mac. All the money goes to the horse. We don't keep it for ourselves. It goes straight to supporting our horse, and none of it goes to ourselves. So please support our Patreon. We're not going to spend it on ourselves like that shit Enigma. So please donate to our Patreon because it's a real horse.
Fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah, there you go.
That was perfect.
That's all I ever do. So good job.
10 out of 10 will rival Hannibal.
Well done, Shakes. Now, did you need to step away real quick to get a drink and, unleash the lizard?
No, I've got a bottle for that. I'm just gonna. Well, I've got a bottle for both of those things.
Please don't do them both at once.
Do what you need to do. Okay.
Rum in, rum out.
I wish I.
Go back.
Okay.
Hey, so hey guys, while we're waiting, I guess I can say that if you guys want to tune in later tonight when you're bored, you can watch Screaming Closet.
Where Pencil and I are in the same room.
And we're gonna play Saya and finish Saya. And I'm having an angry day, so you guys can hear me, slowly bridling my rage so I don't unleash it at random things around me.
I'm not the reason either.
No.
You're having an angry day? Is it that time of month?
No, that was last week, honey.
Wow.
All right, I'm back.
Are you peeing?
No, that's rum. That's rum pouring into a glass.
Making sure, because we've had peeing on the stream before, and we could add to a collection. We could make a remix of it.
Shakes, you're not helping with my situation, goddammit. I'm right here in the corner of McDonald's crossing my
Oh my
legs.
god, take it with you. Pick up the laptop, carry it in, sit it on your lap with you, take a piss, and come back out.
Yeah, sit there and take a piss with a hot mic. That would be just delightful.
But strangers and employees will think I'm weird.
They already do. Have you hurt yourself today? Do it, faggot.
Yeah. Hey, Pencil, you do it too if you guys want to hear my zipper break.
No, I don't pee on mic because I, like to do that privately.
In a private part of the house.
Away from everyone, with the door shut and locked.
Next question is from Grizius. What was your life before writing MLP fanfics?
Well, before I got into Pony, I was in the military, so I was in the Air Force, and the only thing I would consider a hobby at that point was that I was a gamer, and I think Left 4 Dead was the big thing at the time, so I was playing a butt ton of that with all my friends on the squadron. And I'm trying to figure out how many games I have, but it's over 200 now on Steam. And so yeah, I was just a gamer, first and foremost. In addition to being an incredible lay, but
I'll be the judge of this.
Please no.
Fine, meet me at BronyCon. I'll 1v1 you IRL.
1v something. All right. Being the world's strongest writer, these are from Lord Azul. How much can you bench?
When I was at my max in the Air Force, it was 220.
It's not bad. Fuck yeah.
I tried to always have it be more than how much I weighed, and I've just consistently been 180 pounds of pure athleticism my whole life. I was born 180 pounds, so you can imagine.
I can see why you love your mother. She deserves so much love and respect.
She really does. That's why I kiss her goodnight.
Do you want to give her a shout out on air?
Thanks, Mom. Not all mothers gave birth to a child. You gave birth to a legend.
Oh my god. Anyway.
I'm sure Milk's mom was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, Milk, give a shout out to your mom. Mothers needs love. Damn it.
All right. Number 2, would you accept the glory that is bagged milk into your life?
I already have.
I think everyone.
I'm not Canadian. I've never experienced bagged milk, but I want to.
I think everyone's just really fucking excited that we're so mad at bagged milk, so they bring it back up.
I think they do, honestly.
They just want our pain. Jammer, now is the next question. So, Shakes, the man, myth, and legend, has the cast been nice to you?
Boy, they sure have, despite the fact that I'm hitting on his girlfriend relentlessly.
Well, that's because he feels secure in the fact that I could kick your ass if you tried anything.
Oh, we are going to come back to that later.
Bring it, bitch.
Deity.
Question number 1. Can I have the Wi-Fi password?
You know what? I will. This is the God honest truth. If you know where I live, feel free to come by and use it. The password is swordfish, all lowercase.
Awesome. Question number 2. If you were given $200,000 a year, would you give Viola a place to stay at or near your home, cooking her breakfast each and every day?
I would do that for free, and I'm just going to put this out there right now. I have a spare bedroom in my house, and she is welcome to it. Rent-free.
Ooh.
Oh, she'd like that, I'm sure.
Question number 3. Would you hug Thing Pone, kiss them goodnight, tell them every little thing is going to be all right? Would you stick a peener in it?
Okay. Now I'm going to do this in order of the images provided, and you can feel free to post them if you want. Yes, I would hug Thingpone in link 1. I would kiss Thingpone in link 2, but not on the mouth. I would, see. Yeah, I would tell them every little thing's going to be all right with the third comic there, because that comic is delightful. And in the fourth link there, yeah, I'd put my peener in it. She obviously wants it.
So much. All right. Question number 4. Has any of the Barcast conscripted you to help edit their stories yet?
No, they have not. What the fuck?
Enigma, what are you doing? You're always in need of editing. I mean, I ask Shakes, dude.
I released my story like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and it was
Write a new one, bitch.
See, what happens when you write is that when you stop writing, you start writing again.
I can't because
That's advice from Butterpriest, the person who hasn't finished Office Love in 4 years.
That's profound.
All right, number 5. Will all these questions bother you?
You know what? I'm gonna real talk here. When you've almost died as many times as I have, everything else gets the volume turned down, so there's very little that bothers me anymore.
All right. Next question is from Spitflame. Who is the most overrated pony and why is it Luna?
Oh, that's a nice opinion there, mate. Except the most overrated pony is actually Pinkie Pie, and this is outside the show, and it's only because Hasbro made it their business to tell them that like Pinkie Pie is going to be the flagship character of the entire show. So anytime there's any kind of external franchise involving My Little Pony, it has to involve Pinkie Pie, which isn't always applicable depending on what they're applying her to. And like I like Pinkie Pie. She really should have been a Pegasus, surprise, as Lauren Faust intended, but they wanted to make her an Earth Pony for God knows what reason. Fluttershy would have been much better as an Earth Pony. And with the Gen 5, they're going to do that, make her a Pegasus, make Fluttershy an Earth Pony, but for some fucking reason make Twilight Sparkle an Earth Pony. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I was fucked up enough when Starlight Glimmer took away her cutie mark. And like that was like that shit fucked me up. And like the idea of like her losing her horn is like, why would you rape her like that? They're raping her. Why are you raping Twilight Sparkle? Stop raping her. Yeah.
That got dark as fuck.
Yeah, that took a turn. That took a fucking turn.
I like how all this is being filtered through McDonald's internet server.
Well, speaking of dark turns, it's time for questions with Vylon.
It's time for questions with Vylon.
Vylon's only question for you today is, how are you?
I was so excited about this, but to be honest, I've simultaneously had too much and yet not enough to drink. Because it's my birthday.
Happy birthday! Hey, wait, we haven't sung happy birthday to him yet, Barcast.
It's true.
No, we do this. Guys, are you ready?
And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Shakespeare. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, I don't know. All right, I don't know if it was Flamin or a Ravage, but you sounded like the friggin' Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs there with that shit.
Yes. There you go.
Me? I'd fuck me.
Okay, now what's the next question now that we've done that?
We're going to Moose-tasm, which is like a moose orgasm. Or Moose-tasm. Number 1, if you could go back in time and replace any of one of Shakespeare's plays with one of your stories, which one of each would you do?
All right, considering that it's me, the obvious one that comes to mind is O Oedipus Rex, and I would replace that with BBBFF's Other Meaning, where it's Shining Armor and Twilight Velvet, except instead of it being like, oh, I accidentally my mom, it would be I intentionally my mom. That's the obvious one. Although I think the better one, and I think the one that would have a bigger impact on history, would be replacing Romeo and Juliet with Liquid Pride, where instead of it being Romeo and Juliet being from two different families that don't like each other very much and therefore ends in tragedy, have it be brother and sister, where they likewise should not be in a romantic relationship with each other and everyone opposes it, but incest.
So how do you feel about Antigone?
Well, see, that's the great example right there.
Because if Antigone banged Oedipus, then you could have her banging both her brother and her father at the same time.
I can only get so erect.
Happy to help.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say they should replace Romeo and Juliet with Liquid Snake.
Did you have questions, Priest?
How would you replace Othello?
I would have Othello be Shining's mom.
I have questions. How the fuck that would work? Anyway.
Well, she wouldn't be black, obviously.
Who would young be?
Next
wait.
question.
How would...
Next question. Holy shit. Okay. We're going to Brian Reeds, who asks, what is your favorite song from the show and song from the fandom?
Okay. My favorite song from the show, and I'm going to get, serious here, is A True, True Friend. That song never fails to get me misty. Like, I don't know what it is about it. This, I know it's supposed to be a happy song, but it always, like, just friggin', pulls at the heartstrings. Don't know why. As for now for fandom songs, that is a tough question. I kind of just want to point at Wooden Toaster and be like, all that shit.
I'm surprised you don't like, God, Enigma. What's the song you and I sing together sometime when we're bored?
Matt, Friendship with Witchcraft.
Yeah, Witchcraft. The one about the brothers.
It'll be okay.
That one.
Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. So yes, that was written for the show, and yes, obviously I like that a ton, and I would use that all the damn time. And I guess if we're going to include that, then yes, obviously that song.
Oh, okay.
But I'll tell you what, before that episode was made, my favorite song was Are We Ever Gonna See Trixie Again by Mysterious Brony. This was back in like season 1.5, season 2. Before,
it would have to be, yeah.
Yeah, this is like before Magic Duel, where like Trixie runs off, and she was such a great character. Everybody loved her because she was like the Boba Fett of the fandom, where we saw so little of her, and everyone was just able to make their own backstory about her. And it's like, are we ever gonna see her again? And the answer is yes, a whole fucking lot, apparently. And all of us Trixie fans were very happy about that.
Yay! Who's your favorite non-pony?
Chrysalis, hands down. There's so much potential there. I gotta say, I was a little disappointed with the Fiends one. So what the fuck was it called? That one that was like the end of the hiatus this season. Help me out here. I'm blanking. But anyways, with the one she makes the clones out of the trees there. I was really disappointed.
The Mean Six.
The Mean Six. Thank you. And like I was like, oh come on, Chrissy, you're really fucking things up here, and I really want to like you, but you're making it really difficult here, girl.
All right. Next question is, what is your opinion on the changelings?
Oh, all right. So the whole gay deer turn with them, I really feel is a wasted opportunity, because I had this whole thing set up with, like, especially with the story I have, Stormageddon, Changeling Spy, where there was this group of renegade changelings who were still shape-shifting, which conceivably, even in the context of the canon show, you could still have people, running around shape-shifted, not knowing who's who, and it creates this great mysterious setting. But the fact that they're all like, oh no, there was a renegade changelings that I mentioned back in Triple Threat, and nope, they've all been reformed. So there goes the freaking season finale there. I know it's a massive fucking jip, but what are you gonna do, right? Squandered opportunity, changelings. That's what I'm gonna say.
I can agree with that.
They all just
Soil
mutate
it.
to big wasps.
So that.
Next
so
question.
that-
Destroy us all.
No.
What is your opinion on Spike?
Spike is inconsistent. Okay, there's a lot of times where he's the dummy that everyone has to like reason with, like, no, come on, stop being an idiot. And there's other times where he's the voice of reason, and then there's just times where he's completely wasted as a character. And I really wish that they would give him like a cemented character, you know, where he like, okay, this is the Spike that we know. He's not acting out of
Plot
character.
convenience.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's just I wish he would stop being inconsistent.
Dirty feet.
All right, the next question is, what is your opinion on the Barcast?
Well, I'm currently on it, which automatically makes it the best thing in the fandom right now.
Yay! Also, Jam, thank you for the clip of Happy Birthday. Remember that you guys can take your favorite clips of the Barcast and anywhere from 10 to 30 second clips, and they're eligible for Top Clip of the Month, in which they'll be featured at the bottom of our channel. So
You win nothing but our thanks.
all right, the next question is, what is your opinion on Coco Pummel?
Coco Pummel
Yeah.
with the fucking suplex there. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you on my personal tastes. I've always wanted to meet a woman who could kick my ass.
You met me.
Well, but here's the thing though. I never got the chance to indulge on it. Like I wanted to meet like the female wrestler China there, and the closest I ever got.
You want the beef girls. You want the girls who are like made of sinew and wound up coils.
Yeah, you want like the 6'5" Russian girl who can like carry a
fucking
lumber on her back.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing though, like I don't look at, because I'm used to being the one who's in shape, who's got muscles and business like that. So I'm usually dealing with, you know, girls who are less in shape than me, that if I really wanted to, I could physically overpower them, and I don't want that. Okay, like I've been the one in power all the time, so I want to be a sub. And so the closest I ever got to that, and is when I wanted to ask Tara Strong, who I've had many opportunities to meet, and that's a whole nother story. I've wanted to ask her to just like slap me in the face.
And you haven't asked? Oh my god, you should.
Yeah, and I just want to ask
say no, but at least you can try.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, it's not nothing beyond that. I'm just like, you know, Tara Strong, please slap me in the face. Like, and I'm not bullshitting. Just like wind up and really put some pressure, some speed behind that, and leave a bruise if you can. Just, I wouldn't really get off on it, but I feel like that's something I need to experience.
Have you never been like slapped full power by a girl in the face?
I got an uppercut from a girl who I was trying to get to quit smoking, and so like when she got up to go smoke a cigarette, I'm like, no, I blocked the door. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you do this to yourself. Come on, you got to quit smoking. And she's like, move out of the way, and I refused. And she, like, I didn't expect it at all. She just brought her fist back and clocked me, and I did a full 360. And fell like a friggin' heap of potatoes, and she stepped right over me, and it was one of the most erotic things I've ever experienced.
It sounds like something. It sounds like someone who smokes. That's exactly what they would do if you prevent them from having a smoke.
And this is now something I know.
Last question from Brian is, would you recommend watching the MLP show to those of us who have never watched the show before?
Yes, I would, but not like in the 2011 evangelical way where it's like, you gotta watch this show, like every fucking brony on the internet was doing. And I kind of felt like I'm not a part of this crowd who's trying to force this onto everybody. That's not what I'm about, no. But I would definitely say, like, look, it's a mature show. If you can appreciate it for what it is, objectively, great. You know, if you don't like it, that's fine too. You're allowed to not like things.
Yeah, let people like things, let people dislike things, right?
At least give it a chance, you know. Just don't expose yourself to that. If you're secure enough in your masculinity, don't be afraid that you're going to catch the gay.
And if you do catch the gay, as some of us have before, you know, that's fine. Right, Milk? Milk's like... Milk, is it okay if people catch the gay from My Little Pony?
I mean, I don't know if I technically caught it through My Little Pony, but, you know.
But do you recommend that others catch the gay through My Little Pony?
And it's no different than saying be a furry and catch the gay that way.
I mean, yeah, no, you could totally catch the gay either way. Same thing, right?
Exactly.
Okay, well, yeah.
What was the question again?
Don't be afraid of catching the gay, pretty much.
That doesn't sound like a question, more of a statement.
Well,
that
the
really
question
sounds
was,
like a song that should happen on My Little Pony, though. Don't be afraid to catch the gay.
If you were gay, That would be
That'd
okay.
be okay.
Thank you. Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I'm pretty sure last time I was on this Barcast, you and I sang "Everyone's a Little Bit Racist." I'm pretty sure.
Sometimes doesn't mean we go around committing.
Hey, crime.
There you go. Anyway, so our next question then is from Coffee Minion, who asked, Priest.
Okay, real talk here. Starlight is generally well regarded in the fandom now. But 2 years back, this wasn't the case at all. I remember feeling one of the few people at a con back in 2016 who wasn't actively dumping on her. So I thought she was great. So my question is, did you like Sunlight before it was cool? Starlight.
Yes.
That.
You know what? I did like Starlight. Her entire arc, starting out as a villain, which I thought was a good change of pace, where it was like another pony. I liked her even when she was reformed, because to describe her in a single word, I would say refreshing, because I think that's what the show needs. The show needs to be refreshing. It needs to have new characters, new locations, new problems. The new episode with the Kieran, for example, spoiler alert, the new species that they discover. I was just, when I watched that, I was literally giddy, just looking at these new ponies with these new model designs and things like that. I said, you know what, this show could go on indefinitely if we keep introducing these new characters. And I realized they tried to do that with the friendship school, where we try to, like, you know, force in having all these different species, except for fucking bat ponies. You goddamn racist, Twilight. Have some bat ponies in your school. But we try to force all these different species in there, and the problem is with that, they just keep treating it like, oh, we're so different, rather than the main six being like, we're different because we have different personality types. It's just, we're different because we're different species for its own sake, and it feels really friggin' ham-handed, and that kind of irritates me.
Thanks, writers.
Woo!
Okay, next set of questions come from Sunbro for Life. Question number 1. What is your favorite video game?
That's a hard question, because like I said, before I was a brony, I was a gamer, and I'm just looking at my Steam library, and I've got 216 games. And on any given day, if I've got nothing better to do, if I go to play a game, I've got a choice of 20 that I'll pick from, that I cycle through all the time. It depends on what mood I'm in. So, I mean, if I had to pick my favorite, I would just straight up say Half-Life 3, you know? But
interesting choice.
Currently, what I've been playing is Deep Rock Galactic and Sea of Thieves. But if I could make some game recommendations to your viewers,
please do.
My recommendations would be, in no particular order, Limbo, Super Meat Boy, Terraria, Ronin, Opus Magnum, Stanley Parable, Stardew Valley, Hand of Fate, Slime Rancher, and Deep Rock Galactic and Sea of Thieves.
Nice.
A lot of those fly under the radar, but they're really great games. I'm not saying that they're good, but they're definitely unique.
Oh, Limbo is wonderful. Just saying.
Oh, preach, girl.
Yeah.
Stanley Parable is one of my favorite branching story games of all time. But I do prefer the Beginner's Guide by the same developer. Anyway.
Oh, I want to argue with you so hard, but you are allowed to have an opinion.
Okay.
Enigma's back from the bathroom. Enigma, how was the McDonald's bathroom?
It was weird because in the urinal there was someone spit out 2 pieces of spearmint gum. So when I peed in there, my urine smell came back surprisingly refreshing.
Well, better than the alternative, I suppose. Anyway, what's next?
Yeah, your dick could have touched the inside of the toilet bowl, and you'd have tetanus right now.
Or you could find $1 that says where'sgeorge.com, and then you go to the website and find out that the previous person who possessed it found it stuck to the inside of a urinal, and now you touched it.
Or they had AIDS and they rubbed their AIDS blood on it.
Oh boy, I just realized I accidentally brought the Ember Docky with me here.
Why would you do that?
How does one accidentally bring a docky?
I you know my blue backpack.
Oh my god, it's you have the docky without the pillow in it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You can hug it if you feel scared.
The blanket, just without anything inside it.
Pixar didn't happen.
An unerect docky.
Number 2. What is your favorite boss fight, Shakespearicles?
Also, I think Alex is right. Alex says Enigma, you should wear it instead.
All right,
And
this
that makes
is
sense, yeah.
all right. So for my favorite boss fight, this was a tough question because I had to like look through my library and I had to go through all of my game cartridges because I have like all of my old consoles, Atari, Super Nintendo, Sega, and all the new ones. And I don't play a ton of games that have a boss fight per se, and the ones that I have played were neither very memorable nor enjoyable. So I don't really have a favorite. If I had to choose, since I'm mostly a PC gamer, my favorite, what you would call a boss fight, would be the end of Half-Life 2 Episode 2, where you're running around this massive area trying to take down these striders and packs of hunters. And it's not really a boss fight as more as it's a boss event, and it's one of the few times I've ever like been sweating, like, oh god, like completely totally tense, heart pounding, adrenaline rush video game experience in a single player setting. That's as close as I'm going to get because I don't really have a ton of boss fights. I don't play Dark Souls, and whatever. You know what? Some people you can judge or not. I know what Dark Souls is all about, and I don't need to have like as masochistic as I am. If I'm not enjoying the game I'm playing, I feel like I'm not doing it right.
Right.
Like if I'm not having fun playing the game, it defeats the purpose of playing.
Some
people like that. Some people like that, and God bless you. I'm glad there's a game for you for that, but that's not for me.
Next question is: have you accepted Skeleton, the master of the universe, into your heart?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yep,
the first time
there we go. We actually have to do all Spurgy there. It's great.
The autism has been doubled.
I gotta say, guys, I never realized just listening to him, and now that I'm here, he gets full body into that when he says it. His arms go up and he goes, "Have you accepted?" He just waves them in the air, like.
Hey, no, it's like those call center people who like actually smile when they're talking because you can hear it in their voice, and I could hear it in his voice that his arms are up over his head, like ah.
They really are.
All right. Next question. Number 4. You are in itty bitty Equine City. What business do you start?
I have actually in real life considered going into equine medicine. So that's probably what I would do in Ponyville or whichever equine city I'm in, being a pony doctor. And that's not just for the excuse of being elbow deep in horse.
So you'd be one of those people who does the horse insemination thing.
Yeah, because it's medically necessary, not just because it makes my willy wiggle.
And of course, number 5. Do you even praise bro?
Yeah. Have you never read my self-insert story about Celestia underneath the mistletoe? Of course I praise bro.
So when it comes to Celestia, do you like writing her with like the fat ass style of Celestia the way Bendy does?
Not to that extreme, okay? I mean, nobody can compete with Bendy's love for Celestia's big fat ass.
It's true.
This is one of those rare occasions where I just have to take second place. That guy's got it.
No, I agree. His love for fat ass Celestia is unbridled.
I love writing Celestia as a badass. I mean, I've got plenty of great scenes where she's just like OP or she says something that's totally tough, and I could like cite you a few examples here if you want to give me a second. I could like look up.
Every time in the show she's become badass, she always gets defeated. Every single time.
Hey,
she got defeated by a cloud.
What? No.
All right.
I don't know if I can do this. I can try.
The next question is from the Invisible Davis. And I'm going to let Pencil do this question.
You're just going to let me read it?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm sorry for everyone. No, I don't know if I can do this. Please stop.
Can you do the melody?
No, I can't. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
Look, if you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted, in one moment,
Mom's spaghetti.
Would you capture it or just let it slip?
Mom's hot teddy.
You know,
oh
you
my
guys
God. Mother's ravioli.
You guys actually reminded me of something, and in a few minutes, I'm gonna upload something here.
this can only end well, I'm sure.
Speaking of Japanese, I'm sorry. The next question is, do you masturbate while eating top ramen?
I do not eat top ramen. I don't. I mean, like, I have eaten it, but I don't ever eat it. If given the choice, I'm pretty sure I would rather just be hungry. Like, I'm sorry, like, I have a good paying job. I can buy real food.
No. But you can save for expensive things that way.
No, I don't need to. My personal philosophy, and this is advice to literally everybody, is don't sacrifice what you want most for what you want now. So I don't eat top ramen.
Fair enough. Also, the Invisible Davis asks, did you like that video I made?
You goddamn right.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure half of those views are mine. I love listening to myself. I'm just, man, like I know that like the whole like jerking off in a mirror thing is like egotistical, but yeah, that's basically me doing that, watching that video. If I ever met you in real life, you'd be on my short list. Just so you know, I don't give a damn what you look like.
All right, guys, I just uploaded the thing.
What is the thing?
Download it and then listen.
What are you doing?
I ain't clicking that.
Podcast.
What the fuck are you doing?
Clicking that shit, boy.
It relates to something we said earlier.
Is it
Alright,
important
great.
enough that we need to hear it now?
We'll put the link in the doobly-doo. Just not right now. Busy.
What? Why did you put? Why do you want to put the button on the menu, Enigma? Anyway.
Okay. The next question is from Mobile Sam. Potato?
Potato? Potato?
Potato works like potato. Potato. What about tomatoes?
Tomato?
Let's call the whole thing off.
Basil?
Basil?
Yes.
Okay, that's what you're going for.
Abroni asks the next question. Damn it, Shake, what was your second favorite non-MLP franchise?
Oh, they called me out on it. I never answered. All right, so my first favorite was Star Wars, which I already went over with the whole wanting to have sex with Carrie Fisher. I don't care if she's old or fat or dead. I would still do it. I would do everything to that one. No, look, I don't care. Like, you can laugh or snicker or sneer. I would have amazing sex with a 65-year-old Carrie Fisher. I don't give a shit. Number 2 would be Game of Thrones, because if George R.R. Martin did not write a story centered around the legitimacy of a royal bloodline contested over the context of incest, I would have ended up writing it myself in about 5 years. And then HBO would be like, yeah, dude, incest is hot. Everyone knows incest. Don't you love incest? Come on, guys, take 3 shots.
Yee. 3 shots. Speaking of 3, Invisible Davis during this cast just hit 300 subscribers. Go give him some love.
Yay, Davis!
Hey, he deserves it. Love that guy, man. Love you, man. You're on my short list.
Wait, are you saying you would penis the Davis?
I would penis the Davis.
Wow, like that's well, Davis, you heard it here first.
Speaking of
Sight
short
unseen.
dicks.
Sight unseen. Yep.
Speaking of short dicks, Dust Cook has questions. Sneaky hurried questions. Sorry, I don't know time things because I'm in England. If you could take one of the MLP episodes and build it into something larger, longer, and more impressive, which would it be and how would you write it?
Magical Mystery Cure, because that episode felt incredibly rushed. That really should have been like a 2-parter at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
It's
yeah.
like, it felt so rushed. Like even at the full 22 minutes, I'm like looking at my clock, like, really, was that 22 minutes? Because it felt like fast as hell, and I'm like, don't normally do that much speed. Normally.
All right. Next question is, if you had to choose one biscuit you could only eat for life, Do you like magic?
Wait a second. Here's the main question. They're from England. So when they say biscuit, they don't mean biscuit like biscuits and gravy the way we have it. They mean like fucking cookies. Because they're mixed up fucking language. Alex, am I right? Like, type in the chat, Alex. Biscuit, cookie. Yes, that's what I'm getting it right?
They're made out of fucking cookies.
Also, they describe hurricanes as bad winds.
God damn it.
Well, I think Duskhoof kind of plays his hoof when he says sneaky, hurried questions. Sorry, I don't know some time things because I'm in England, which kind of put my defense up when he said biscuit. Because if I had to choose one biscuit I could only eat for life, I was about to say Admiral Biscuit, but...
Ha! He'd love to hear that. I'll tell him you said so.
But who I have met in person and exchanged shirts with, so he does have a Shakespearicles shirt, although he refused to wear it in our photo ops. If I had to choose a English biscuit to eat for life, for cookies, it would be macadamia nuts.
I say that biscuit, Admiral Biscuit still counts because he's a pretty sharp cookie.
Hey!
Yeah.
And that's why he makes it onto my short list.
You would also penis the biscuit.
I would penis the biscuit.
Excellent.
And like in totally like a not gay way, but just solemnly out of respect sort of way.
You would heterosexually
penis the biscuit.
Penis the biscuit. I understand, and I think that is very wise.
All right. And then last but not least, from the thread, where do you like to write and where do you love to write?
All right. I almost exclusively write from my office, which I have my computer, my desk, and my whole entire collection of My Little Pony memorabilia, which on my last estimate, and I went looking around just on values on eBay and whatnot, I've got well over $2,000 worth of My Little Pony merchandise, which isn't to say I've spent that much on it, but like the fact that I've got the BronyCon, no, not BronyCon, excuse me, San Diego Comic-Con Derpy signed by Lauren Faust, Tara Strong, Andrea Liebman, Michelle Krieber, and Brenda Critchlow, and let me just look on this thing real quick. Also Daniel Ingram, which is valued at way over $700. Not to mention the 2012 BronyCon Rarity card exclusive, which is $300 by itself now. And then just a whole bunch of other stuff. I really got to do like a Brony Cribs episode where I just like take a video of my whole place. My favorite one though, by far, which may not have much material value, but sentimental value, is when I was doing the Brony documentary back in 2012, in which I'm featured as the military Brony, and I had lunch with John Delancey for this. While I was waiting outside the restaurant for the lunch, I'm standing there waiting for them to give me my cue to go in. Tara Strong comes walking down the street and she sees me. She says, "Are you the military Brony?" And I'm like, "Yes." And she says, "Oh, I heard about you." And she leans right in and gives me a big old kiss on the cheek. And I'm like starstruck. And I'm like, oh my God, no one's going to believe this. So I give my digital camera to the cameraman who's hanging out with me. And I said, "Can you please do that again? Because nobody's going to believe that that happened." And so the cameraman takes a picture of me getting kissed by Tara Strong. And I have that picture on my wall, blown up into a poster. And I bring that to the 2013 Phoenix Comic-Con, because I was living in Arizona at the time. And I go up to Tara Strong's autograph table and I said, "Hey, I have something for you." And she says, "Oh, I remember you. You were the military Brony." And I give her the poster and she's like, "Oh, well, no one else has something like this." So she takes out her marker and she signs Tara Strong right across her boobs. And so I have that on my wall, that picture of Tara Strong kissing me, signed by Tara Strong right across her massive cleavage. Not everybody has a picture of the happiest moment of their life. I do.
Tara is a great person. I just want to say that.
She absolutely is, and I would love to get slapped in the face by that woman.
Well, she's met you once, so you never know, man.
She absolutely would. And Gary Oak, who I see is coming up, he is a witness because I was waiting in line for M.A. Larson's autograph. Tara Strong came walking by to go to her table because her shift had just come up. And she walks by, sees me, she says, "Oh my gosh, it's you." Comes over and gives me a big old bear hug. And I hug her back. And then I turn, and then she goes over to her table. And I turn around to Gary Oak and I say, "That just happened." And he will confirm that story. He has no reason to lie on my part.
I like to think that when she kissed you, you were scared for your penis.
That's just you, Enigma.
Enigma's always scared for his penis because he's afraid it will eventually shrivel and fall off from disuse.
All right, we got
That's my balls.
We're operating on the assumption that Enigma has a penis to be scared for.
I can confirm he has a deck.
Aw, that's sweet.
He pees standing up, so I mean, either that or he's got some fucking good aim.
Which I have also seen from both genders.
Well, then maybe not. I take it back. I'm not sure.
We got some catch-up questions to go into.
All right.
Not that Enigma doesn't get to say about his dick, but
He doesn't. No.
I cut out a little bit. Were we talking about my penis?
We were talking about your piece. We're cutting your penis. Ha! Anyway.
I'm handing, the Invisible Davis says in the Twitch chat, "I'm handing you a personal invitation to my cult. Would you like to join in my arms and praise my group with your presence?"
I would and have. Consider yourself followed.
Aw, Davis, look at that. You got a new cult member. You're so cute. So,
Drink the Kool-Aid. And then we kind of missed one from Duskhoof a little bit. Do you like magic?
In a general sense, yeah. I mean, I like Trixie and I like her show, so yeah.
I mean, you could take it more seriously. Like, what do you think of magic's usage in My Little Pony as a show?
Well, it's kind of weird. It's like, here's the thing. It's really hard to take Trixie seriously because Trixie is doing things that any unicorn could do with the right skill set, which is why she kind of relies on Starlight Glimmer to be her great and powerful assistant. It's like, oh, teleportation. I'm sorry. Well, Twilight made that old in season 1, and now you're teleporting out of a hidden box. But I think what Trixie has going for her is the showmanship, which has nothing to do with magic. So, I mean, magic is kind of yeah, all right, some people have a great ability to do math. Some people have a great ability to dunk, playing basketball. And that's okay, you get unicorns, Pegasi, and some of them can fly. So there you go. So that was I was trying to make a parallel to human races without getting too racist. So.
Thank you for not.
You did good, bud. Speaking of buds, Gary Oak asks, "Who is your favorite member of Fanfiction to crack open a bear with? And why is it Gary Oak?"
This is a fucking old joke because every time I've gone to BronyCon, just about every time I've gone to BronyCon, I've been rooming with Gary Oak. Gary Oak is the best fucking Canadian I know. And if Hoarse Voice is listening to this, I'm sorry. But Gary Oak and then Hoarse Voice and Rhea Hope, y'all are great Canadians. I take it all back. I've never met a Canadian I didn't like.
Aww,
The point is, me and Gary Oak go way back. And I remember when I first met him, he said, "Let's crack open a bear," and he had to explain to me the trope of the cracking open a bear with TF2, where this guy says "time to crack open a bear," and he misspelled it, and someone sent him a picture of somebody cracking open a bear, ripping a bear in half and breaking them. And so the whole time we were at BronyCon and we were getting shit-faced, which was constantly. He'd be "Time to crack open a bear," and we would just break open our beers and just chug the shit out of that stuff and just go to whatever panel we were supposed to be doing together, completely wrecked. And that would just be that's our joke. And yes, I will always crack open a bear with Gary Oak. He's my IRL brony butt buddy.
All right. Now we're going to take a handful of questions from the Twitch chat right now. Tumer's up first. Tumer, sorry.
No, say it wrong. It's fine. He hates it.
Yay. Five married says, Going back to the core chromosome of this podcast, how do you feel about HIE?
I don't know. I mean, I know that it was a Human in Equestria podcast like back in the day, and that's when I first was on here, and it's a great HIE podcast back then. I don't really have any good HIE stories of my own, aside from the one that I want to do with like Anon going to Equestria and having no inner monologue, so everything he says come out loud. So that would be basically my only HIE story, because I kind of don't want to do an HIE story because I feel like it's cliche and cringy, for lack of a better word.
Okay. Interesting.
Who's the next person?
Not Explosions
Okay.
asks, can I have your love, Shakespearicles? I'm so lonely and I need friends.
Take my love, take it and wrap it around you so that it might keep you warm on the cold, lonely nights of your little existence there, and just have it.
That's sad.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you.
There's always cults, though.
Are you singing in McDonald's?
There's barely anyone here.
Anyway.
That's Mexico. You think people have money there?
Alex _, has the next question. Rank these 3 fetishes from your favorite to least favorite. Incest, masochism, and yourself.
Oh man, like I was like ready to start scoring them, and then you like listed myself, and I really like me a lot. So it would have to go incest, myself, and then masochism. That's how much I love incest. Gonna ride that one right into the sunset. Shimmer as Starburst. Sunburst. Starburst is a ship, Sunburst is a pony.
Next question is the Invisible Davis. Was Gary Oak banging
Banging America's hat. Yes. Sorry, the thing moved while I was reading it.
Ash's mother?
What?
Was Gary Oak banging Ash's mom?
No. I look at, and I'm not judging the man for it, but I don't believe he has banged anything.
Isn't it weird that having a Ferrari?
What?
What?
Gary, don't you remember that episode? Don't you remember that episode where Gary Oak drives up a red sports car in front of Ash? Isn't he?
Yeah, I remember.
All right, so you're talking about like an episode of Pokemon where the character Gary Oak did that.
Yeah.
Not the person.
I think that's what the question was.
So what was a yes or no question? Because I think
Yes.
the answer is going to be no.
Hey!
Next question is from Dust Hoof. Would it be cool if MLP went darker and magic took a more serious adult turn, much like Supernatural, Lord of the Rings, or Potter style?
I get the feeling that's what Generation 5 is going to do, because they're going to have the fantasy violence tag, so they're going to have like characters getting their brains smashed open like Mojo Jojo, and I kind of am not looking forward to that, because like as much as I like to write about that in my stories, or you know, like as far as like violence or mature themes, I don't want to see that in the show, because like when I watch My Little Pony, that's like my little slice of escapism without drugs, where I can just like imagine a pure world where things are nice and colorful and pastel, and we don't have to think about things like racism and war and famine and crap like that. And so I guess the general answer is no.
You make it sound like the new Gen 5 is going to have like a drug PSA episode like in the 80s that a lot of
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a pessimist. I like to say that I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm really not. I am a pessimist, and I love to be proven wrong. I want this Gen 5 to be good. I really want it, but I am really jaded, so I'm afraid until proven otherwise.
Next question comes from Gary Oak himself. How long is Big Macintosh's dick, and why is it smaller than Fluttershy's?
Well, Fluttershy, you know, Fluttershy is without compare. She's supernatural, and Big Macintosh is big by stallion standards, but you know, Fluttershy is a Fuda, and Fuda does not play by the rules.
No.
Here's the thing. This is an allusion to at BronyCon when we were doing the after hours Q&A with the writing staff, and he asked this question to M.A. Larson, and I just remember playing the what was it, the Jackbox games with the writing staff, and I posted a video of this where Amy Keating Rogers just completely loses her shit, and they all just started swearing, and I don't know what the point of the story is, but I just remember like just being eye-opening, like, oh my god, these are people too. These are people who scream out, "No more dicks, you motherfuckers," and yet write for an E-rated pony show. Because they were playing the exact same games you play, okay, where it was they were asking whatever question and the audience were pumping in their answers, and all you saw on the gigantic jumbotrons at BronyCon was just horsecock over and over. And M.A. Larson and Amy Keating Rogers are looking up there at bronies, typing in horsecock over and over for Jackbox games. And Amy Keating Rogers just flipping out and be like, "No more decks!" like screaming into her microphone. And I'm just like losing my I'm like, I can't even believe this shit, because Amy Keating Rogers was always like I kind of see like, and look, this is completely speculation, but I could see like Megan McCarthy saying something like this. But to see Amy Keating Rogers screaming into her microphone, "No more dicks," and getting everybody to chant along with her, completely shattered my image of her.
To be clear, we've spoken with Amy. We've had conversations with Amy, and she would not hesitate to cut a bitch under certain circumstances.
Oh my god,
Like,
yes.
And I am now viscerally aware of that.
I love her.
I remember her coming up to you and saying, "Oh, I like you."
Yeah, she said that to me, and I was like, "Oh no."
Oh no. Oh no.
This says
Oh
things.
no.
I adore Amy Keating Rogers.
Oh yeah.
We are now finally running low on time. So
Komodo Kov. Next question is, what military branch?
Air Force. And
yeah,
look
I know we mentioned that
I've got
earlier.
just a ton of stories about that where I've almost died, where like we had the air raid siren going off and I had a mortar landing almost in my lap, and I just like held my breath like, oh my god, it's a dud. Because when we were in Afghanistan, the crap that they were shooting at us, if it even managed to fire off, was like left over from the Cold War, and 9 out of 10 times that stuff was like expired. And so I had this thing that landed more or less between my legs that was about the size of a beer can that should have killed me with shrapnel, but didn't, because it was like 20 years old.
So you couldn't get something else to climax in your lap.
That felt really forced. But yeah, I almost died, and thanks for making a joke out of it, asshole!
We already knew he was an asshole. It's fine. Here, let's lighten the mood with a question from the other guy.
Which is better, incest with a mother or incest with a sister?
Or there's another or.
Not explosions ads, or incest with a gilf.
With I beg your pardon, what?
Gilf. You don't know the term gilf?
A grandmother.
Gilf.
I'd love to fuck.
My
Yes.
I misheard the pronunciation. I'm going to say sister, only because from an author perspective, when you have incest with a mother, there's a power dynamic there, where the mother is the authoritative figure, and that's why incest with a sister is generally a lot easier. And I'm not speaking from experience or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's hard to write that with the mother, because then it's like, oh, well, the mother ought to know right from wrong, and things like that. I'm just gonna in general, to cut this short because I realize we're short on time. Sister, Wincest, right there.
All right.
We have time for one final question from Duskhof.
All right. As a member of the Starlight Fixes Everything phenomenon, are you enjoying the process of this collaboration?
Yes, absolutely. And this was a story I was gonna do at BronyCon, where I was gonna just take a bunch of people and quote on sofas and be like, here's a writing prompt. Starlight Fixes Everything. Here's a random episode number. Starlight Fixes Everything for this season. And I had numbered 1 through 26, and I was going to do as many seasons as I get through, before we ran out of time, or people started leaving. And I was just going to take all these handwritten prompts signed by these different authors and transcribe it, and then give everybody credit where credit was due. But then I didn't have the opportunity to do it. I didn't have enough people there or the chance to do it. And so I said, all right, well, that's fine. I get back on Fanfiction. And I said, here is my group. Join it. Do it. Starlight Fixes Everything. It's a great group. We're only like halfway through the series. Please join it. If you guys want to write about an episode where Starlight Glimmer fixes everything with time travel, join the group Starlight Fixes Everything. Write a chapter. And we're only on chapter 5, season 5. And then you can write about how Starlight fixes everything in 30 seconds or less, or the pizza is free. That's the entire premise. So please check out the group. It's fun, and everyone has a chance to write whatever you want. New members get a preference to writing episodes. So when I go to do season 5, whoever's the newest members will get to have the first dibs of writing episodes. And I'm looking forward to getting it all done. And once Starlight Glimmer is done fixing everything for the entire series, I'm going to do it again with a different character, and you will definitely like who it is. So it's worth sticking around, even if the entire series is over. Please join the group. Starlight Fixes Everything.
That's a pretty good fucking plug, my dude. And it's a good place for us to say, we've run out of time.
Thank you all for watching this edition of the Barcast. Be sure to tune in next week, or Jesus Christ, I didn't prepare again.
It's okay. Well, you also have to say, hey, Shakes.
Yeah, Shakes. If someone wants to get in touch with you or ask more questions,
Alex, do the thing. Anyway.
What's the best way for them to reach you?
You can either contact me on Fanfiction as Shakespearicles. That would be the best way to do it. I'm barely on Discord, so it really is the best way to do it is to send me a personal message on Fanfiction, or to just join the group. Starlight Fixes Everything. I'm on there every day, collating all the stories. So there you go. Do that too.
And right, be sure to tune in next week on the Barcast when we have Plot Fix in the comments. We're pulling off the veil. The private person is going to be asked questions about his dick sizes.
It's true. We're going to do that. Oh my god, stop.
So until next time, everyone, it has been Anon Pencil,
Free
Enigmatic Otaku,
McDonald's,
Flamin' Warfer.
Yeah, yes, man. Fuck.
Milk the Push to Talk Burb.
Yes.
Ravage.
I promise I'm not holding my dick.
And the glorious Shakespearicles.
I already played my outro preemptively, so yeah.
You were a little premature there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My name's Flutter Priest.
Oh god. There you go. There you go.
It's a fucking dance party. Play that music. Bring it loud. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Jesus fucking Christ, guys.
He slapped
It was a premature jubilation.
Oh my god.